Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Pastor Eric Brown with Daily Manna for your soul. Happy Thursday to you. I pray the Lord is blessing you real good right now. Look, just want to bring you a word of encouragement, something to help you along your way. And today that word is overcoming the fear factor. Can I tell you, fear is a factor in our lives if we let it be. We are to overcome fear, though, by trusting in the word of God, trusting in God's plan for us, and having faith in who God has called us to be. We need to learn to overcome the fear factor. And one of the ways we do it is with our faith and with us taking actions despite how we feel. I'm reminded of the parable in the Bible of the talents. There was a man lord over his house, and he was going away on a trip, and he gave three of his servants some talents. He gave them talents according to their several abilities. To one he gave 5 talents, to another he gave 2, and to a third he gave 1 talent. And he gave it to them with the expectation that they would be fruitful and multiply. Well, as it would be, he went away, he was gone, he came back. And when he called his servants for a report, the one that had 5 talents stood before him and said, Master, I have gone and I have traded, I have done this, I have done that, and I have received 5 talents more. And the master called him a good and faithful servant. And to the one that he gave 2, he said to the master, I have gone, I have traded, I have worked this, and I have earned 2 more talents. To him he said, Oh, thou good and faithful servant. But to that third servant, that servant that he had given 1 talent to, that servant came back and brought him the same 1 talent. And when he saw the explanation, that servant began to make their excuse. Master, I know what kind of man you are. Master, I know you are a hard man. Master, I know that you reap where you have not planted. So I did not want to disappoint you. So I buried my talent in the ground, and I held on to it until you came back, and I'm presenting it back to you. And look, that servant, he did not get any kind of platitudes. He did not get any kind of praise. But he got this: "Oh, thou wicked and perverse servant." Called him good for nothing, and took his talent and gave it to the one that had 5 and got 5 more. Why? Because he did nothing with his talent. He did nothing with what he was given. He was given the same opportunity. He was given the same opportunity as the others. They heard the same instructions. They should have had the same confidence. They should have had the same faith. But he did nothing with his. Why? Because he couldn't overcome the fear factor. It was a fear factor there that caused him to take no action. I want you to understand this: that each of these servants, they knew the same things about their master. They all knew he was a hard man. They all knew that he often reaped where he had not sown. They all should have had a little trepidation about him, but 2 of them put aside those fears and stepped out on faith and did the work and received the harvest. Oh, somebody need to get that. That one servant that did nothing, he allowed fear to paralyze him. I'm here to tell you, there are many of us today that will allow fear to paralyze us, to allow factors such as maybe we're not old enough, maybe we think we're not smart enough, maybe we think that we don't have enough on the ball, and we'll let those things stop us from what the Lord has called us to do. There are many of us that God has put dreams and visions in, and thoughts and plans and things that He wants us to do, and we've been sitting around the church and sitting around the Word of God and hearing. The Bible does say that faith comes by hearing, absolutely, hearing the Word of God. But when you hear the Word of God, it ought to put some running in your feet. Somebody need to get that. It ought to cause you to want to take some action, because see, the enemy understands that he can come and snatch a word from you, or he can snatch a word from you by the thoughts that he puts in your head, the thoughts of your demise, the thoughts of fear, the thoughts of your failure. But I want you to understand, the enemy put thoughts in your head, but the faith that is built up in you is to give you the catalyst and the ability to step out and go forward. Oh, that word, to step out by faith, means to take action by faith. That word means to go forth by faith. That word means to put your faith to use. That means to put your faith in action. And when you do, you begin to see God's fullness. You begin to see God's power to come into your life, and to create that multiplication effect that begin to cause things to grow in your life, to begin to cause things to multiply in your life. to cause the increase. And when you get the increase, then you'll see that your faith did its job, that your faith helped you overcome the fear by taking action. Action will help you cure fear. Action will help you overcome the fear factor. Be encouraged today. Overcome the fear factor. Be encouraged today. Step out in faith. Be encouraged today. Step out on faith. Overcome fear, and you'll see God work in your life. Look, you have an awesome day. You be blessed of the Lord. Peace.